Hi, friends. How's it going? We are going to continue Charizard. I've got the base that's coming together. Look at all of this beautiful lava. I think last night and this morning I did another 3 bags. So now we're at bag 58. And still not to where we're building Charizard yet, but hopefully soon. But soon. Oh, just kidding. I just finished the base. It looks like bag 58 is the start of Charizard. Yay! Hi, hey Bev, hey Dove. How's it going? So the first few days, Dove and Missy. Hi, Missy. Dove, the first few days I did Eevee, and there's the little gifted purchase, the Kanto region badges box that Eevee's standing on, and then I also did the mini Pokemon Center, which is fun, which is the VIP LEGO Insiders rewards. But then after Eevee, the votes were in for bringing on Charizard. So the cool thing is that set you can see behind me, that red thing is a Pokebox. It's basically like a Pokeball that is a square box, and it was full of one of the 3 different, hey Glenn, one of the 3 different Pokemon, which is awesome. So I like that you can build it with 3 different people, giving them each their own box to go ahead and get going. We are going to dive in right now and keep going through. I saw those in your description. Charizard looks amazing. Yes, like super duper cool. I am very, very excited. I also am shocked at how big this is, even though we knew that the set was nearly 7,000 pieces. I don't know. For some reason in my head, I wasn't expecting it to be this large. so, so it's coming together. What I've noticed so far is internally, so since we always have, yay, hi Maya, since we always have different colors that are on the insides, the colors for these are using the light yellow, so the bright light yellow and the regular blue, predominantly through Charizard so far. So that's been really fun. Let's see. Here we go. How's everyone today? What are you all up to? Hey, Brett, how's it going? Hi, Brandon. Mustard yellow. Like that. Um, is that what you call the bright light yellow? Mustard yellow? Which is funny because I would call mustard yellow more like yellowish orange, but I think that depends on the type of mustard that you're using. So that's some really pale mustard, right? Yeah, I guess it depends on the mustard you're using. How's everybody's Wednesday or week going so far? How's everybody's February? Holy cow. It is wild to me that we are already in my birthday month. Anybody have any fun builds that you're working on or fun, exciting things that you're up to lately? And since we've got some new people to the chat from previous days, I'll ask you the questions that we were asking in the last couple days as well. What are your favorite Pokemon and why, if you have a why? As well as what's your experience with the Pokemon? Do you play the games? If so, like what type of game? That kind of thing. I call the yellow butter too. Yes. Glad to be home. Nice. Nice, nice. Tons of 3D printing. Okay. Your room parent for Hunter's class. All right. So Valentine's is coming up. So you've printed dinosaurs, stencils for making bookmarks, etc. That is so fun. Cool. You're good. Need to eat some lunch. Well, certainly get some lunch. Feel free to eat while you're on here, of course. You're working on a new mock. Okay. Is it something that's secretive or is it something that you can share a little bit about? For everyone in the chat, I want to introduce you to, if you don't already know her, my dear friend Maya, who is MB Bricks here. She is phenomenal, an incredible builder, and also just an incredible human. We had a wonderful time competing against each other on Lego Masters. So I'm glad to see you here. Castle layout work, well, of course. I mean, I think I probably could have guessed that, but that's really exciting to hear. Maya is an expert castle builder and also Jurassic builder. You should check out her fantastic YouTube and see some of her Jurassic builds at some point for sure. So, Maya, did you get the Pokemon? I think you did, but I can't remember if you want to share. Maya is also a Lego ambassador with me, which is really fun. After she was on the show, after we filmed, we talked about her applying, and she did, and I'm so glad she did because she's a fantastic ambassador and does a great job. She's up in Canada, um, representing the Canadian friends. Switching up the theme, doing a new Lord of the Rings build, the Battle of Weatherthrop. Cool. That is really cool. You did one habitat so far. Yay, Bev. That's exciting to hear. Very excited. Brett says castle layout work is, oh, Brett was saying castle layout work as usual. I thought that was Maya saying that. So, gotcha. My video, I keep the computer kind of far away from me so that the camera works well, which I could, I guess, put the camera somewhere else. It doesn't have to be right on the computer, but that way, then I have my external keyboard and mouse here so I can reach it if I need to type anything in, but it makes it hard for me to read sometimes. You finally got the Pokemon yesterday, delayed because of all your snow. So excited to start them. Thank you for the kind shout out. Of course, of course. Anybody else working on anything fun or exciting that they're wanting to brag about or talk about? Not that she was bragging by any means. That was my own bragging for her. But yeah, anybody want to share something fun that you're working on? So the 3D printing, first off, Deb does incredible 3D printing stuff with her kiddos and brings lots of examples to our lug meetings and has brought us little gifts from time to time, which is fun. Okay, Deb says, Pokemon Go is so much fun. My favorite Pokemon is Tyranitar. Fun. So I am relatively new. Hey, Zach. Good stuff. I am relatively new to Pokemon Go and am loving it for sure. So we'll have to connect at the text link meeting. I also learned through our chats this week that Missy and Bev also play. So if you're not connected with them, I'm going to just make an assumption that they'd be fine connecting with you once on not this Sunday, but whenever the next one is, which I think is my birthday, actually, which is kind of fun. So, February 21st. So, should be a fun day. Love to spend some Lego fun time with my friends at our leg meetings. And just fun that it falls on my birthday this year. So after Charizard, hopefully we'll get to always need more Pokemon Go friends. Yes, let's make it happen. After we get through Charizard, which maybe we will today, that'd be great if we did, but we'll see because like I've found, this build is massive and takes a long time. That doesn't seem right. Oh, I'm missing a part. Okay. But after we're done with that, then what would you like me to build? I think Pikachu had the most votes next. Hi. The like y'all, it's free, you know. Oh yeah, hit the thanks. Thank you, Brett. I really appreciate that. That's so kind. I'm like, what does it say? Gosh, I need clearly my glasses are not working in my favor. Brett, are you where do you live? What part of the world do you live in? Are you up in Canada with my friend Maya? Let's see, where am I at? I think I skipped a step. Oh no, I just got confused. Here we go. You got to do Venusaur, save Pikachu for last. Okay, sounds good. I also, now that I'm in the big build, I kind of was like, I want to finish the big build. Like, it'd be nice to just knock this one out while I have it all open. But I do appreciate that they have them in these boxes. Like, super, super cool. And I was very impressed when I opened the big box. I was a little nervous that I was going to have to dig through bag after bag after bag just to find the parts for Charizard because I didn't open it before I asked people which one to build next. And then that was suggested, and I was like, oh, shoot, I hope this didn't complicate things. But it didn't. They set it up in a really cool way. So lots of yellow. I'm wondering if this is part of the belly, maybe. We'll see. That would make sense. And it's external. So we're getting, a lot of this butter yellow, or as our friend in the chat said, a mustard yellow, which was new for me. But yes, A lot of it, I think, will be internal, and then some of it will be external for this little fella. Also, I shared yesterday in my video on Instagram afterward the amount of really cool reddish orange parts. Y'all, look at this. This build is teaching me about expert rock work and brickwork. Like, this is so cool, and I love the lava flow. It's so organic and so structurally sound. In addition to that, like, I am super duper impressed. You take the crown as the only English. Oh, yay! Well, welcome and thank you for coming. I'm glad to have you here. I know we've chatted before, I believe, but yeah, I couldn't remember whereabouts you are. So yeah, lots of really great bright reddish orange. I was really hoping that we would see more of that in Pick a Brick already, but that's okay. It should be coming soon, hopefully. So um, that's honestly, I think it's my favorite color right now for Lego colors. Curious if any of y'all have built with it, and what you've built with it, if you have, um, in terms of like mocks and stuff. So. We're just about to ask that was reddish orange. Yeah, her brave for tons. Yeah, so many new shapes, so many new parts on it. And what were you looking for in Pick a Brick? In particular, I was looking for 1x6s, 1x6 tiles or plates, I mean. And part of that was I was doing my Animal Crossing house, and I used this color for the trim. And I have a bunch of it, I think, in 1x8. But the gaps that I was needing to put together 1x4s and 1x2s based on how it was set up. So the math wasn't quite mathing, and a 1x6 would have been perfect for that. So that was one thought, and I wanted it to be stable. And with just building with 1x4s and 1x2s, it's less stable. So wanted just to have a little bit more overlap because what it was on top of was 1x4 and 1x2 bricks for the pink rows. So also, what shows are you going to this summer? I am not going to Brick World. I really wish I was. Lego has been amazing recently with making lots of pieces in their newer colors. Yeah, which is really cool. Yeah, so unfortunately not going to Brick World this year. We will be at Brick Rodeo because it's right here in our backyard, which is wonderful. We'd love to see you there, all of you, including our English friend. Please fly all the way overseas and join us if you can. It's a wonderful experience, and it's really a great smaller convention, or medium size is what I should say. I suppose we've been growing, and I really love the vibe. It's a really fun vibe. So for sure, Brick Rodeo, maybe Brick Cascade. That is still, I'm on the fence. We are taking a very big, expensive trip in March for our best friend's birthday, and it's been a trip that's in the works for years now. So it's taken up a lot of our travel fund and travel time. So that's where I'm not exactly sure what else I'll get to, but I really want to make Cascade work if I can. Brick World is a someday wish list. Like, we would love to go, but it's usually falling right before, like the week or 2 weeks before rodeo. And in the past, I was helping plan rodeo. And so that made it really challenging to travel at that time. So now rodeo is a little bit later, which is nice. But knowing that we have that trip in March and then we also have a wedding to go to later in the year, it makes it challenging just to look at how we're going to prioritize funds. So, all right, I have some extra parts that I should not have. Clearly I skipped something, which happens from time to time. Either that or for some reason they put in parts that are for the next bag. But nope, that's not the case. Here it is. So these parts go, where would that be? Ah, they go below this. There we go. Let's make that belly stick out a little bit more for Charizard. Okay. So yes, user error this time, which happens. All right. You're in the UK, White Cliffs of Dover. Fun, fun, fun. Do you have any conventions that you go to there? Do you go to, is it Bricktastic? I can't remember the name. Y'all, we flew through bag 58. That's fun. Here's 59. Also, thanks everyone for joining and for having fun with me today. I love to see so many people here. It's always nice to get to build along with other friends. So, what else have I missed in the chat? Let's see. Bricks Cascade would be fun this year. Fingers crossed here, trying to make it happen too. Nice. Yeah, Zach, let me know if you do. I am still like trying to figure out how to make that work. And mostly just, with funds. Limited funds, which happens. The other piece is that I really want to go to again is Brick Slopes, Utah. We've gone the last 2 years and just have adored that convention. It feels similar to me to the vibe of Brick Rodeo in some really good ways. It's a very positive group and just a lot of fun. Plus, it's in the mountains. Like I really, really love, or it's near the mountains. Having grown up in Colorado, every time I go to Utah, it reminds me of Colorado. And during college, I used to drive to Salt Lake City to visit my fraternity brothers there. So it's nice to get a chance to experience that again whenever I get a chance to. So, but yeah, I just don't know if we're going to be able to swing it. We'll see. So, yay, thank you. Good stuff. What about y'all? Who's going to which conventions in the chat? What do y'all have coming up? I apologize for my sniffing. It is allergy season here in Austin, with the cedar being ridiculous and gross and awful all the time. So I find that I have a hard time breathing, and I become less aware of it until I'm editing videos. And then I'm like, oh, I am like, yeah, that's really awful. So, and what I just did was awful. I'm sorry. Brick Slopes and Brick Rodeo have become my must-attend list. Yay! I love that. Honestly, I would say the same, and Bricks Cascade has been on my wish list to go to someday, and it's like, oh wait, if I'm going to one more other than Rodeo, then I have to pick between Cascade and Slopes, and I don't want to pick. I want to go to both. So I'm also really sad that we're missing the new one in LA. Bricktastic? Can't remember what Brickcentric, I think. I was really excited when I heard it was coming because when Philip and I first joined the Lego community and got involved with TechSlug, our friend Claire and Will would go every year to Bricks LA. And when they saw what we built and how a lot of what we build is pop culture related, they were like, you both need to go to Bricks LA. You will love it. And we really wanted to and just could not make it or didn't make it work those first few years. And then it got canceled as the person who ran it moved to Canada, I think. And so I was very excited to see another one coming back to the LA area. And yeah, hopefully someday we'll get around to going, maybe next year. We'll see. I've heard so many people recommend Bricks in the Six. Yes, same. I'm going to have to put that on my radar when the passports get renewed. Yes, for sure. Bricks in the Six. We would love to go and see Maya and Jamie and also Alex and Tone, who I haven't seen since the show. Actually, I don't think I've seen Jamie since the show either. I feel like I have because he's participated so actively in the build challenges, which is fun. But yeah, I don't think correct me if I'm wrong, Maya, but I don't think I've seen your dad since we filmed, which is so sad. Yes. Oh, yeah. And I see that you're saying Bits as well, higher up in the chat for sure. Yes, Bits is on the list. Someday we will make it there. I promise. I just I don't know about this year given funds. And will that be in November again? That was the time frame, right? Maybe magically I'll have some cool partnership or opportunity that gives me some extra funds that I can use for travel. That would be cool. You hear that, world? Anybody want to hire me for something fun? Let's do it. All right. So this is like so much core work here. I wish it were like actually like core work and I was working my physical core. But eventually we'll start to get to some of the beautifying details on the outside. But I'm loving seeing how all of this comes together. All of these builds, I'm always so impressed with what the Lego designers think of. To me, building a character this large with this level of structure and detail is just unique and different. And it's something that I think building this set has made me want to do a mock of some type of character that would be much larger like this. So that'll be on my to-do list someday. Probably not this year. I don't know. We'll see. Right now, I know for sure I'm working on, or I'm getting to get started soon on my next big build for the summer, which is going to be another playbill. So, like the Wicked one, I have another show I'm going to do. So, let's see what else do we have in the chat. Hypnotic even Shank to no. We're Hypnotic even Shank 2. No worries. Brickworld is a 3-hour drive for me, so I make it in local shows, but it's your big trip of the year. Good stuff. Yeah, I don't think I've seen your dad. No set date yet. Okay, but okay, November. Cool. I will keep my ears open for that. Let's see. Okay. Have any of y'all built brick built characters that are like larger that require an internal Technic core like this? Where it was a mock, I should preface with. I'm always impressed with the builds that I see at conventions that are like this. For those of you that were with me at Brick Slips, Colorado, and saw that huge Pokemon that one guy did, just phenomenal. I think his name was Zeke or Zane. Forgive me, buddy. I can't remember your name. But just enormous and like breathtaking. But I'm sure it takes this level of like Technic core to be able to hold it all together. But yeah, this would be a really fun, like very intense build challenge to do of challenging myself to do something this size. So whenever I get around to it, it's going to have to be like something I'm ready to fully commit to. Okay, interesting. So we have these clips here on the bottom. We've got clips upward as well, and then a bar out here. And this is using some snot brick techniques or what do you call that, bracket. But here on the inside, we have some bars. So this is going to slide down and clip in, and then these are going to stud down. And what I've noticed so far with this build is over and over again, there are Technic pieces where the Technic brick holes snap in with the Technic beams, as well as stud in around the outside. So like this left and this right part of the top of the mountain or whatever you call this pedestal both have those elements as well. So really, really strong. You haven't built any large characters. Was that the Gyarados? Saw that at Brickworld. It was crazy. I'm not sure what you would call it. Is that what it was? Yeah. Thank you for saying, yeah, Zane builds. Yes. Though I don't know or remember his name. I assumed it was Zane because his screen name was Zane builds, but that could be just like a clever name as well. It was enormous. And it was funny because I brought my holiday buddies to display, and they initially set my holiday buddies up between two of his giant builds. And I was like, no, can I move these? No one will see any of these little tiny characters when they're looking at these massive beasts on the left and right. And also, he appreciated it because he wanted his stuff like all together. So I was like, let's just move me. I will go find a different spot. So yeah, those were breathtaking, just remarkable. And I think that's something where I just haven't had the chance to do that yet. So it'd be really neat to challenge myself to do something that large. Another thing I've been thinking about, best in show, I think so, yeah. And rightfully so. It was so good. Like anywhere you were in the room, you could look over and see it, and it drew everyone's attention. So yeah, another thing that I've thought about doing that I think would be fun in terms of brick built characters is doing upscaled minifigure characters. And in particular, I was thinking about doing upscaled minifigure characters from Animal Crossing because I love it so much. And I thought that would be a lot of fun to do. We have built an upscaled Santa that was someone's mock that they put on Rebrickable. Yay! Hi, Victor! Drive safely wherever you're headed. And thanks for joining again today. Good to see you here. But yes, that was really fun. And it also was clear that like the person did the build entirely digitally, and there were elements of it that just weren't the best build experience because it was only a digital build that had never been built in person, I think. It wasn't bad by any means, and the end result was fantastic. So we're very happy to have it. But doing that made me realize and think a lot about like, if I'm going to ever design one of these, I want to do it where I feel like um, the build process makes sense, and it also it could have been just like the steps when you're making instructions, because sometimes the steps are funky when you just it's very challenging to do. I'm not definitely not wanting to criticize this person because it was a very good build. But anyhow, in doing some type of larger character, I think it would be challenging in a really fun way. And I would probably start physical. And so moving it from physical to digital eventually might be helpful. I haven't had a lot of experience with doing um, digital building first. I usually do physical first. So when I think of a big character, I wonder if I need to do it the opposite direction. So yeah, I'd love to know if you have any buddies that have done some really large ones that would be willing to chat with me about it. It'd be fun to kind of hear from them and learn about their processes. Maybe I had to talk with like there's a lot of people in our lug who do a lot of big things, but a lot of them are minifig scale. And so there's a lot of people I can learn from in terms of like um, why is this not going on? Is this the wrong piece? That's right. Anyway, a lot of people in our lug that I can talk to in terms of landscaping and that kind of design. Um, okay, also, this is an interesting piece to me, and I've seen it in one or two other sets. It is like a round rubbery stopper that goes pushes in on these holes in Technic beams and things. And I don't know if it's meant to be visible or not. I think this probably won't be visible. I think it'll be inside, but it makes me wonder why they chose to do that, and what the purpose was for that. I'm sure there's an actual reason why they have it in here, of course, but tell us why. Dev, are you going to be helping out at the Valentine's event for the kiddos? You were saying that that's James built the buckle with mixed up colors at first and went back and forth to get the gold and real life parts. Oh yeah, for sure. And that's yeah, that's I had to chat with him about that too, just to see like, do you know if he was using Studio to figure out what parts are available in gold, or um, how that all works? Also, I guess he built the like really large half Mickey, half Death Star head too, and that was a large build. I'm curious, do you know if he did that digitally first or? Oh, interesting. Okay, so I bet this is going to attach the wings, but I built this like Technic rig thing, and then we've got these holes here. One is going to go this way, angled out, and I'm guessing another one will go out on the left because it looks like I'm going to build that twice. Which it's all but one part of it is identical, and then that one part is mirror image. It looks like, and I always think that's funny when they do instructions that way because there is a way that they could do it where you build all but the one part that's mirror image twice, and then you add just the mirrored image part. But yeah. Death Star, Mickey, he did all of that digital stuff. Plus, it's given that that's like a sphere and there's a lot of repetition in terms of like the shaping and that kind of thing. That makes sense for sure. Yeah, I've been to conventions. I've seen the large brick built characters that others have done before, and I remember being impressed by them and thinking that's really cool. That'd be fun to do sometime. And I think something just flipped in my brain where I went from thinking, "Oh, that's cool," to being like, "You know what? That's a huge feat and challenge to do, and I want to try." I like something flipped within me recently on that. So we'll see. I don't know. Maybe someday. All right. I think the last time I saw these stoppers was in black, and they were in the Wicked Bookends build, which is a fabulous build for sure. Sculpting seems so hard at that scale, right? Exactly. Like that's what's tripping me up about it is it seems like less accessible to do without deep programming knowledge or engineering or architecture knowledge, maybe. And I feel like I see myself as an artist, but that those things aren't necessarily a part of my background. So um, I think that's part of why I want to challenge myself to do it. Actually, is to see what I can learn and do with that scale. Um, I also think too with like mocks and things, it can be really easy to get so wrapped up in the perfectionism of it all. And so doing something of that scale intimidates me for those reasons too. All right, here we go. Looks like the torso. I am guessing again, those will be wings. We'll see. Lots of snot building techniques all the way around. Lots of brackets. This is a fantastic set for parts. I doubt anyone will ever buy it just for parts. It's too expensive for that, but yeah, really, really cool. That is partly why I was excited about building this set though, was, oh my gosh, I get to build some really cool sculpted characters. I have to have more coffee so that I can maintain the speed of speaking and make sure that I'm talking way too fast. I just had a moment where I was like kind of listening to myself and thinking, oh, I'm talking real fast. My energy's up. Bag 60, I know. Yeah, they are all paper in my set. And there are 65 bags total in this set. Charizard is meant to be the last build in it. So, but y'all voted on a different order, which is really fun. Um, so yeah, we've got a lot of building to do in the other two bags as well. I think my favorite of these three, my initial favorite of these three was Blastoise. Just kidding. My initial favorite of these was Venusaur, and then it shifted to Blastoise. Once I realized that Blastoise was of Squirtle's evolution. So once I realized that, I was like, wait a minute, I have a new favorite, everybody. Squirtle is so cute. But my first Pokemon that I caught in Pokemon Go was Bulbasaur, and also I have a silly game on my Nintendo Switch that is a little Pokemon cafe where the Pokemon work there, and they serve other Pokemon who come in to visit. And the first customer I had was Bulbasaur, and the first employee I had was Eevee. Which I think everybody has probably that order with the game. So, but I am curious if like when people start Pokemon Go, if they have that as those same ones as like their starting ones. Okay, so we're getting some rounded shapes. Starting to get more of the like external piecing of this. I've been pushing myself to do more sculpting as well. It's so impressive in Lego form, but I've mostly done smaller sculptures so far. Studio helped get counts on parts too, so he didn't have to keep track of what he used. That helped with parts ordering too. Yeah, for sure. So fun fact, when I did my last workshop at Bricks and Minifigs in South Austin, I was doing a Lowell sphere as a part of it, and I accidentally sent the part list saying that I needed one of the Travis bricks when you need 8. And we realized the day of the workshop, while I was teaching the workshop, and the staff jumped into action and found enough for every participant in the room. And I felt awful that I made them scramble so much. So that taught me about how important it is when I have to do instructions for something, which I did for that workshop, like digital instructions, that doing the digital instructions first will guarantee that I'm not going to miss something like that. Because what I did was I was trying to rush to get them the information they needed fast to order them. And that rushing was a bad mistake. So they were super generous and kind and understanding, which is great. And the last time I did a workshop, I came into the store ahead of time and helped them package it all together, and also built one sample just to make sure that it was all right. And so another takeaway that we had from that was, let's make sure that we build a sample each time, so that we don't run into any issue like this again. So major shout out to that team for being so flexible and amazing to work with, and also for just like bringing me in for these really cool workshops. We have a really good time. So kids are all in love with the new AI videos explaining Eevee's evolutions. Oh, I need to see some of those. I haven't seen any. Yeah, 65 bags. It is ridiculous. I love it so much. So, and yeah, normally I would not fly through a build like this. I would take my sweet time, and because I got it for to be able to share with y'all, I've been powering through. And there's a piece of me that's like, if I spent a little bit more time on this, I probably would retain more of what I'm learning and maybe enjoy it a little bit more. But on the flip side, I love building with y'all and getting to have the experience of sharing it with other people. So that kind of makes up for it. So thank you for being here because it makes it fun. Okay, Pokemon Go, you get to choose from Bulbasaur, Charmander, and Squirtle as the first catch. But if you walk away from the three a few times, a Pikachu will pop up. Interesting. Huh. Okay. So yeah, my first catch, I didn't realize I chose. I think I just saw the Bulbasaur right away and got him. Do you also play the Pokemon TCG? I have not yet. I've been virtually collecting the cards there. It's kind of fun. I have not yet, so that's something that I want to better understand before I dive into it, because I tend to be someone who, once I start something, gets really excited about it and wants to collect all the things. And the gotta catch 'em all vibe is strong in this one right now. So yeah, if I'm not careful, I will develop another new obsession that can't be maintained. So Philip like loosely teases me about it because he's like, "Wow, you were catching them all the time now, aren't you?" And I'm like, "Yes, I have to. That's why they tell you you got to catch them all. It's a requirement. It's like it's an absolute requirement." He is one who will enjoy like seeing the final build and that kind of thing, but this type of building is not really his jam. I think if there were ever like a Jurassic Park set of this scale, he might get into it. But yeah, he doesn't really have the patience to do this type of. He doesn't dedicate his patience in those ways, I should say. The Switch Pokemon Go has you start with three other creatures. Interesting. You don't remember what you chose for Go back when it launched, but it was tons of fun during college with lots of spots and gyms around campus. That's so cool. Grookey, Scorbunny, and Sobble. Fun. Um, yeah, I've been seeing a lot of those Scorbunnies near our house lately. And also, right now, there's like a flamingo event going on. So I caught one yesterday. The other day, or over the weekend, I think it was when they had the Ninetales event going on. So I got some beautiful Ninetales in both white and the like tan color. Which I always think in terms of Lego colors. So another question I have for y'all: which Pokemon would you like to see built next? So as Lego likely continues this partnership for many years to come, what would you like to see show up in the lines, or what types of sets related to Pokemon would you like to see? I'll share a little bit about what some of the answers were the other day with y'all, but want to hear from you first. All right, so we're building some more detail to kind of get some stuff building, moving up. Eevee evolutions, yes, it'd be fun to see lots of them, right? You remember when it came out, how I used to go crazy about hard to find Pokemon, how you could see people running to get to the locations. What's interesting is when it came out, I think as I was working at my last corporate job, and we had like informal clubs on campus on the job site that we called our campus, where people could, you know, just connect with other people. And one of our most popular ones was the Pokemon Go one. And so you'd see people going around like at their lunch breaks and wandering around campus to catch Pokemon. And I remember at the time being like, "Ugh, I probably shouldn't download this because I'm going to become obsessed if I do." And then fast forward to Lego deciding this partnership, and I thought, well, I think I need to invest in this. It seems like it's going to be fun, and I'm glad that I did. You got into the Pokemon craze when it first came out and collected the first couple of generations of cards. Here they're worth some money, so may have to sell some so you can buy them now in Lego. Yes, I think that's a great idea. Yeah, those cards, I'm sure, those original ones would be worth a pretty penny. Okay, also, happy to see this part. Have y'all seen it before? I've seen just like the half version of this where it's like a quarter circle, but I don't remember if I've seen this full, this half circle size. Maybe I have it, I'm forgetting, which is quite possible. Oops. Okay, y'all, look at the belly. That shaping is perfect. Charizard one's stupid expensive. Really? Oh, that's so interesting. I remember growing up how I had neighbors that played, and my parents didn't let us play. Um, that's a rabbit hole I don't want to go down. But yeah, they were very strict with lots of things, and one was randomly Pokemon. And so maybe it was because, like, a lot of things, it was for like interesting religious reasons. This might have just been because they didn't want us to have to collect things, so it could have been unrelated to any of that. But it was one of those things that was off limits for us for some reason. So I remember my neighbors having them and getting so excited about rare ones, and I remember Charizard being a big, name that I knew from our friends who talked about it, and I also remember, um, oh, I just lost the name, of course, but the one that the whole movie was about, and that was in part because I worked at the movie theater when it came out, and, working at the movie theater, we could see unlimited movies, for free, and so I tried to see pretty much everything that was out at the time, but that was one movie I didn't see because I just didn't understand it, and I didn't have any connection to it at the time. Uh, but yeah, that was like the extent of my knowledge of it. I also think that I was maybe a little bit old for the card game. Maybe not. I'm not sure, but that feels like it was the case. Let's see. These go up. Put them down too far. Okay, what else do we have? Another piece here. Right, I think I've got all the pieces that we need. Buildings from Pokemon. Okay, yeah. Oh, Maya says also a buildable stadium with swappable grounds for different leaders. That would be really cool. Yes, Mewtwo. So Mewtwo was the one. Thank you. You used to tell your parents that you were going downtown to catch some Pokemon. It was actually an excuse to go drink in the gay bar. I love that so much, Victor. That's awesome. If Lego does minifig Pokemon sets, it'd be cool to see a street scene similar to Diagon Alley with a Pokemart, Pokemon Center, etc. That would be really cool. And yeah, I am hoping that we get some minifig scale, and I know lots of people are. I think that would be really fun. Another question I asked yesterday, and I'm curious on y'all's thoughts. Do you want minifig scale where the Pokemon are minifigs, or where the minifigs are people and Pokemon are like the animals that they're like animal scale, so that we have maybe smaller ones and of course bigger ones too? But is that what you're envisioning with that too? If they did Pokemon instead of people, but as the minifigs, I could see them do huge lines of CMF waves. Um, if they do more buildable characters than the legendary bird trio or Mewtwo would be cool. Your brother-in-law got pretty horrible harassment as a kid in a rural area for liking Pokemon. Yeah, that sucks. I hate to hear that, and it doesn't surprise me. At least to me, MTG was the jam in the mid '90s, so Pokemon felt like the little kids playing the cards, but was into the games. Yeah, I think that was also around the same time too, and that was another game that was off limits for my family. I hope we get a Pokemon CMF line. Yes, agreed. How long does Lego have a deal? I don't know. That's a good question. I want to know. I'm assuming it is long, and for them to release these sets as the first sets makes me assume that they're going to have some other ones because I can't imagine that they would stop with just this price point. I would think that they would have some lower ones. And I am surprised with the first wave that they didn't have additional lower price points. Eevee is 60, and that's still not necessarily accessible for a lot of people. All right, lots of shaping, beautiful belly, and the bottom is still like that Technic core that's going to slide on here, I believe, and that way it can be in flight. And we're moving on to bag 61, y'all. I think we're gonna do it. I think we're gonna finish Charizard today. This is fun. Are you excited about the Power Rangers set? Yes, I think it'll be super fun. Power Rangers. Let me think through this. I don't know that I've seen anything about a Power Rangers set. I like the Shrek CMF line is going to be gangbusters. I don't know about a Shrek CMF line either. I thought with Mario it was just a few years. Yeah, I'm not sure. So I don't know. I don't know any of the details in terms of the length of the relationships with them. But I would assume if Pokemon was to move away from Mega Blocks, I think is what they had before, that they would just completely close down Mega Blocks altogether. And for them to move away from them and do a partnership with Lego makes me feel like it had to be a lucrative agreement for them and one that was a long-lasting thing. So the ideas that got approved, you're good. Oh, okay, gotcha. Thank you. Did they announce it recently that the ideas were approved? The Power Rangers and the Shrek CMF in September. I haven't heard officially about that. And if they have it, and it's been leaked, I'm not allowed to talk about leaks. So, but I literally also haven't seen anything about it. So that'd be cool. That'd be an interesting thing to have. But yeah, they don't allow us to have any discussion about leaks on our channels as Lego investors. So, y'all, one of the parts that I'm thrilled to see coming in lots of different colors is this one. And I've seen it in white in the what do you call that, Olaf set, but in this set I've seen it in orange and in that light yellow. Power Rangers was announced as an idea set that was chosen, but no other info had been released. Shrek CMF is a rumor out there. Thank you very much. I thought Power Rangers had been announced as one that was approved, but I couldn't remember. And I'm glad to hear that that's true. The Shrek thing, I literally haven't heard any of the rumors for, which is interesting because usually I do still come across them, even if I'm not allowed to discuss them. But that's something that didn't cross my radar yet. I was thrilled to see today the announcement about K-pop Demon Hunters. And Philip asked me, does that mean that one of the idea sets got approved? Because we have friends who submitted different idea sets for that. And I don't think that's the case because I didn't see Lego ideas listed in there. So you want the Katrina so bad? Yes. The La Katrina is gorgeous. I am so excited that one got approved and so hopeful for that one. I think it'll be really stunning. I'm also curious on what the scale will be for that because I think they made it much larger than is possible for Lego to sell as a set, or is likely for Lego to sell as a set rather. So, but that'll be on my wish list. I really hope they send that to us for a review. And if they don't, that'll be one that we'll purchase for sure. That quarter circle 2x2 plate is also in the mini Anna and Elsa. Nice. Actually, I think, or no, the mini Anna. You mean the new yes, the new, I call them drag queens. That's what they look like to me, and I want to do a whole drag queen, build related to them at some point, but I think you're right, I think that was the first time that I saw them. Power Rangers was in the October announcement. Thank you. La Katrina idea set, yes. Thank you for catching me up on these things. if it's not clear, my memory is real bad with these types of things. And so back at Fan Media Days, we saw some early announcements about some things, and that included the announcement about La Katrina, and I think it might have included the announcement um, about the Power Rangers, but I can't remember. Um, but yeah, that's why I was like, "Oh, wait, I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about this, and I need to look back on my notes and see if this was something that we saw." Um, so that was an overwhelmingly cool experience, and also one that like I don't think I was fully prepared for. It was a whirlwind of activity. We got to interview fan designers, or not fan designers. We got to interview Lego designers, and one fan designer, the guy who did the fan design for the Goonies set, was there, which is cool. And it was so cool. And now that I've been through it once, I want to go back again so I can improve on my experience and do it differently next time. There's lots of stuff I do the same, but like I think even just thinking through what types of content I wanted to capture and what types of questions I wanted to ask in my interviews, I was totally just fangirling over all these designers. But it was really special to get to have that experience, and I definitely don't take it for granted. I feel very lucky to have had that opportunity. Why is this not matching up? Something isn't right here. Hmm. So this isn't lining up, but I can't find a way for it to go differently. Did I do that right? It looks to me in, or no, okay, so that is raised a little bit. Sorry, got a little confused with what the instructions were showing. Um, it looked like it was supposed to line up perfectly, and it was like slightly bumped up. I think bringing the fan designers for something was awesome. I was thrilled that they did that, and it was just for the one set. Doorables esque buildable dolls. Yes, that's exactly what they. That's a great descriptor of them. Truman Bricks was the designer for Ideas Power Ranger. Truman Bricks has done some really incredible things. Will the La Katrina be orange or pink? It'd be so cool in both colors. They didn't show us any actual. Concept of what it'll actually look like. They just showed that it was going to be approved. And so we were overwhelmingly thrilled to find that information out because it was one that many of us in the room were excited about. Um, Especially my friend Michelle, who was from Lego Masters in the past. And she is Mexican and Spanish speaking, and like that's a huge part of her culture. And so she was overwhelmingly thrilled, and it was just so fun to get to be there and witness that excitement alongside her. So I think I was sitting beside her when she did too. So it's cool. You want more dinosaur fossils? Hopefully they release more soon. Yes, they're so good, right? Um, and yeah, the fan designer thing that was a special treat. They'd never done that before for fan media days, and so that guy was really lucky to get to go, and I was thrilled for him. It also just gave him the opportunity to see people be so excited about what he created, and just to get that reception in person, I think would be really powerful. So I thought that was a nice gesture that Lego was able to do, and the reason they were able to do it is because they had the build ready for us to be able to see. Yes, Michelle is amazing. She has become a very dear friend of mine, and I've been telling her I'm doing my best to relearn Spanish, and part of that is we live in Austin, where Spanish is spoken quite a bit too. And the neighborhood we live in particular, lots of people speak it. And so I want to be able to communicate with my neighbors better. So I started doing Duolingo last year. And I told her that. And it's been fun because I watch her Spanish language fan media channel and listen to it and do my best to follow along and catch the words she's using. And sometimes I'll write her messages in Spanish and she corrects me. And usually she applauds me though. Like she's so sweet and so kind. And it's been really fun and just a pure joy to get to know her. So she is a gem. Ooh, fun. This is a nice snot brick that I have in a bunch of pink and green and black that I got as a result of doing my Wicked project. But this is nice to have the orange one. You actually built the Mexican flag emblem for one contest she did. Really? That is so cool. I love that so much. I'll have to go back and look for it. I'm assuming you shared it on Instagram? Looking forward to BDP 10 next week. Yes! Wait, your gingerbread house, that's yours? Okay. Congrats. That is really solid. They brought those also to fan media days so we could see the builds in person. And that is a really impressive build. I didn't realize that was yours. That is so cool. I am that going or learning more about the BDP program at Fan Media Days, because I was familiar with it, but I just wasn't as familiar as I wanted to be with it. But learning more about it there made me want to participate in it and to submit something. So that's really, really cool. Congratulations. I hope it sells incredibly well. All right. So it looks like this might be the foot. Hmm. So we're getting this little yellow piece as like a pad on the bottom of the foot. I built the leg joint there. That's like the hip area and whatnot, and I'll show you all of it together in just a moment. But then we're getting some toenails, claws really, in white. All right. Well, this is fun. I'm so glad that I did more of the build yesterday in anticipation of today because I think it's more fun to build the characters with y'all. The internal structure of this, it was interesting and fascinating, but I feel like this part is a little bit more exciting. Okay, look at this, y'all. So it articulates in multiple different ways, just like a actual ankle would, and then the hip movement, you can see that it like also can pivot outward a little bit too and go up and down. Really, really nice. Um, Oh, yours hasn't been chosen, just a submission at the moment. Okay, gotcha. I was trying to picture. Okay, cool. Kudos for wanting to learn Spanish. I wish I could get motivated to do the same. Maybe Zach, we can do it together. Love that movement. Yeah, this is really impressive. Okay, yes, thank you for clarifying then because I was confused and trying to think through. Did I see a gingerbread house there, or have I only seen the digital? And I remember seeing the digital because after going through the workshop with them where they taught us about it, it got me to go to the website and look into it more, which I think that was the timing of BBP 10 submissions. So that makes a lot more sense. When does the voting happen for that? Please share about it, tell us all about it, and get everyone in the chat to vote for it. I think yeah, I want to hear about the timeline of when that happens because we'd love to help support you with that. Um, the one of the ones that I loved seeing in person was the adorable robot. It is so cute. And just yeah, super, super fun. And really well built too. So that one was one that I was like, maybe I want this. We'll see. I have my own brick built robots that are I've done just for fun. So I did one last year for Let's Build, or 2 years ago for Let's Build 24 by 24, where I have my little robot DJ. And he actually has some movement, which is mostly just the spinning of the disc, so he doesn't move. But then I also built a replica of the one that I built for Lego Masters, and he hangs out in my office. And a fun fact that just tickles me pink. That's such a weird old phrase that I don't ever use. I don't know why I said that. Did you disable the hand reactions? I tried. Let's see. It's not working, and that makes me so happy. I should not have risked that. But I did, which is good. Okay, voting starts on the 9th next week and goes to the 20th. Pre-order for the ones you saw is on the 16th. All right, everybody, you hear that. You've got your marching orders. Go support our buddy here in with the BDP 10 program. And if can you drop a link in the chat for that? If you can't, I'm not sure if I have that disabled, but if you can, please do. And what we'll do is I can share that with people. And if you can't, then I can add it later as well for people to do. Okay, I was talking and got distracted and started to build something that actually wasn't meant to be built. Let's focus, Justin. All right, here we go. Now I'm back at it. Anyhow, so fun fact about my little robot from Lego Masters. We built Push, Pull, and Nudge were our three robots for our story. And when the staff was breaking everything down after the show was over, the challenge team, which is the team that designs all of the challenges and makes sure that they're fair and legal and possible to do, they fought over who got to keep my robots. And so one of the robots went home with one of the challenge staff members, but another robot went home with the producer, the challenge producer, who now works for Lego Masters at a higher level, where he is kind of overseeing the connection of all the Lego Masters around the globe to make sure that the shows have some continuity and whatnot. And one day, randomly, he just texted John and I and said, "Hey, look what's on my desk." And it was my robot. And I was just completely touched that he had kept it. And it happens to be the same day that I finished building my replica robot of the character. And so I sent him the picture back and was like, "Look what's on my desk," which is so fun. We're trying to see, yeah, oh my gosh, y'all are amazing. Let's see. Did you disable the hand reactions? Yes, I did. We're being very active today in the chat. Yes, and I love it. You're trying to see how fast I can read them. Clearly, I'm a little slow with that, but thank you all for keeping me on my toes. Y'all are just having a ball today. This is great. This is so much fun. Um, but yeah, so that was just a really special thing. So I uh, had debated about that BDP set because it's just so cute. All right. What is your mug? Looks like the San Francisco something. So we collect these mugs from Starbucks. They're called the You Are Here mugs, or I think that's what they used to be called. And then they did a different wave of designs for them. And they're from all the different places we visit. So this one has Lego significance because it's Denmark. We got this one in 2018 when we visited the Lego house and Legoland for the first time. And yeah, it was a really fun experience to be there. And it was Philip and my first international trip. We neither of us had ever traveled internationally before, so that was really special to get to go together and share that experience. And then yeah, so this mug we got because we got a Copenhagen one as well that time because we spent a lot of time in Copenhagen that trip. But we also spent time in Billund and felt like we needed one for Billund, and they didn't have one specifically for there, but they did have this countryside one from um, that represents all of Denmark. So, ooh, can I show them that one? Oh, thank you. So Philip just brought me the one that he's going to use for his afternoon coffee. They just switched the designs. It's now called the Discovery Series. This one he got me online. It is Shiz University. It's only available at Universal, and he got it for me because I was doing the Wicked project. So it was a really sweet and thoughtful gift. And so that's the one he's going to use for his afternoon coffee. Thanks for bringing that over. He is between his work meetings right now. Your build was the best in the room, cutest robots ever. Thank you. You're so sweet. I'm still working on your compliments. I love that, Maya. I loved your pineapple so much. I thought it was adorable, and we got to build against each other, which was the best team to have to build against because we adore you and your dad so much. And honestly, it felt less like a challenge, like we were actually battling it out, and more like we're just getting to hang out with our friends. And the whole time it was like I kept looking over at your table, being like, "Oh my gosh, that's so cute! Oh, look at the little pizzas." Your pizzas remind me a lot of like the scale of my holiday buddies. Just they were, yeah, adorable, absolutely adorable. So so much fun, and I love that Will made us do a compliment off. It was of all teams that was the perfect matchup for that. So I will always have such fond memories of the show experience, but also of that episode in particular. So And y'all, I've said this on a live before, but I don't know that everybody here was on that previous one. My friend Maya is a trooper. Her dad, Jamie, was sick that day, and had to leave set after maybe a half hour or hour of building at the beginning of the challenge. And then he didn't come back until the very, very end of the challenge. And so the amazing scene with pineapple on pizza and the battle there, where the pineapple was like throwing pineapple chunks at the little pizza slices running away, that was almost all entirely built by just Maya by herself because her dad was sick. And he felt so bad and didn't need to feel bad. I mean, we all go through that, right? But she did such a great job on that build, especially knowing how much she had to do by herself. So major, major kudos, friend. Okay, something is missing from this. I have this like hole on the front of the leg, which shouldn't be there. Oh, here we go. I forgot that there's a regular 1x1 stud, and then that curved piece. Much better. There we go. It's fixed. Someone had asked if I could put that build up on Lego Ideas, and I actually don't think I can, of the robot, because I think technically the design is owned by Lego Masters. I don't know for sure. Maya, do you know if any of our designs, if we were to recreate them, if we could put them up? I could modify it probably, and get away with doing it that way, but I'm fairly certain. Which actually, the one I built is a modification because it's different colors. Our characters we had were push, pull, and nudge, and push and pull were braving the elements to get to their friend Nudge and help him get his batteries recharged. So Nudge was a dark red color and had like a ZZZ face because he was asleep since his batteries went out. And the one I built is a bright red Nudge because I built what happens after they reach him and give him his batteries. So technically, that build wasn't in the show. Episode 5 is your favorite. Sorry, Dad, since he wasn't there. But I thought the same thing when I saw your holiday buddy pizza. Oh my gosh, so cute. Yeah, it's just adorable. And I was obsessed with your little pizza characters. They were so cute. So, and I love that you used actually this piece here, the like curved one, to have like the little legs, little limbs of them. It was just so cute. So, all right, y'all, this is really cool. We are getting closer to finished with this one. I will say I have one gripe, and I'll share with you that in just a minute. I kind of think they could have adjusted for it too, so it surprises me. And maybe this gripe is not founded, so I want your feedback and opinions on this. But there's a part on the bottom of the feet where some black shows through that I feel like should be orange. And it's because of a snot brick that's there. So let me wrap this foot up and then I'll show you what I'm talking about. Actually, yeah, I do have that gripe. I'm really surprised that they didn't use an orange snot brick here, because you do see the orange come through. Huh. Oh, Lego. On a $650 set. That seems like an interesting choice. And I know that they use different colors for some things that are internal to help you, like, navigate some things, but let me just show you with this foot before I attach it. The black underneath right there is shining through because of the black snot brick. Let's see, get it to focus. There we go. And when we look on the underside, it shows through there too. I feel like they should have used an orange snot brick. No? I don't know. I don't like that so much. Now, it is on the back of the ankle. Let's see. So once you have it on, it's not like, I mean, you'd see it if you look underneath and if you kind of look too much from the back. But yeah, I feel like that's visible and that's bothering me. Oh, wow. Okay. Y'all, this is exciting. Look at this. It stands up so beautifully. That's very exciting because I was wondering how well it would be able to be displayed beyond the section. We can't submit any of our builds. They are owned by Fox. That's what I thought. I thought that was true. Yeah, they should have used an orange snot brick. Yeah, agreed. Like that bothers me. Also interesting that you can see the seams of the brackets here. And I know those brackets come in orange because I have them in orange. And I know snot bricks, double snot bricks like that, the 1x2s, come in orange too, I'm pretty sure. So, minimal criticism here, but otherwise it's gorgeous. It's beautiful. That might be something I might fix and adjust online though if I'm gonna keep this on display. Like, I would want that to be. That's an improvement I think needs to be made. And normally I wouldn't be that critical of it if it's like one of the lower price sets, but y'all, like with it this price, I'm disappointed. Okay, we are on bag 63. 3 more to go. It is 2:45. We are going to finish Charizard today, y'all. I am determined to make it happen and to get us into the next one. Going to have to rewatch your guys' season sometime. I have it saved on my DVR, or is it still available on Hulu? It should still be available on Hulu. I will cry if it's not. We saw at one point that it looked like they were, it was going away. And I was like, no, not yet. Please, not yet. All the other seasons are still there. Why would you take ours away? But then it was back. So I haven't checked recently. But I want to rewatch it at least once before it goes away. Honestly, I've seen the Wicked episode a few times because I was a speaker at some different events and we showed it first. But otherwise, I've only seen each episode twice. Once when we watched it live, and then once the next day with Philip. So yeah, I want to be able to do that. Okay, yeah, look at this. In this set, we have these brackets. Why wouldn't they use those? You know what? These are the down and the up brackets. They literally have them in the set. I don't know why they wouldn't use those for these back seams. That's an odd choice. But I love that you want to rewatch this season. That's fun. I would love to rewatch it just to relive all the fun that we had. It was so much fun. And it was also, since we had to wait so long before we could watch it, it was a big relief to finally get to see it. And I, so much of it I'd forgotten, like minimal details and things. And so watching it felt somewhat fresh to me at the time. So don't get me started on rapidly shifting availability of stuff on streaming services, right? I tell you, it is something I get very angry about because there are many, many people who work very hard in production for TV and shows that see their stuff streamed for a hot minute and then disappear because of a tax break that the company gets by removing it. And when they remove it, they have to remove it forever in order to get their tax break. So that means that they can cancel a show altogether, and the network earns money off of canceling it. And I think that's such garbage because a lot of people miss out on getting to see some really quality TV shows. And I can go on and on about this because Philip and I love so many wonderful shows that have queer storylines that are so important that get minimal visibility and then disappear. And even ones that get incredible visibility and disappear because the company wants to, the streaming service wants to make a buck. So anyway, rant over. But yeah, it is super, super frustrating. And Philip has actually helped enlighten me to understand how that whole process works because he understands a lot of this more working in advertising. And yeah, we both get very upset about that. So. But I won't continue to rant on that topic. Let's see. All right, so this isn't matching up. Oh, wait, that's why. Okay, I need another one of these. Okay. Interesting. So this is the first time I've seen this. So there are these pieces, right? And then there are these pieces. And usually they can make the same shape, which is great. But usually you use one where the other one doesn't quite work. In this case, they're using both. So we start by putting on the ones that have the extra little tab on them, like so. And we do that to overlap the middle for stability. And then we finish off the detail here and down there with these curved ones. And that allows us to then put this tile across the top and help maintain the stability here. Love all the remold of the 4-plate curve slopes to 3-plate. Yes and no. I love them in the sense that I think that they'll be more useful than those 4 plate tall ones. But I have so many 4-plate tall ones, and I'm used to designing things with those in mind that it is throwing off my math game. And some things just don't get designed as easily with one way or the other way. It's easier probably to go from the old design to the new design than vice versa. But one example of the vice versa was when I was designing my pink train for Glenda that I used in my Wicked project. I wasn't able to um, build it exactly the same as the green train. I had to redesign the whole thing because of the difference in shapes of those, and it really messed things up a little bit. Agree with the change. You have so many of the old, and things like awnings. You like the 4-plate ones. Yeah, I do prefer the 4-plate ones for awnings. And I've built many an awning using that too. So I'm biased towards the old one, but I do think the new one makes sense. Um, so okay, we're doing it again. This is really cool. So we are alternating those little curvy ones with the other ones. Um, Lurk for IRL drunk. Happy building. Bye. Good to see you. Agree with the yeah, yeah. Let's see. Any new parts that you're excited about? Speaking of. Okay. Also, pro tip with building mechs and things, if you're building things that have a lot of extra weight to them, doubling up your internal pieces like we have here, where we've got the balls and cups doubled up, really helps with stability. So the interesting thing is you can see this one side is higher than the other. So I need to make sure I'm putting them on right. It looks like the lower ones go um, out. Yeah. Looks like the lower ones go out, so the higher ones go in for this. But yeah, that helps make sure that it's stable, but all and like it's not gonna come apart at all. And it's very firm and it also holds its shape, which is nice. Whereas if you just have one, it can be easier for it to fall apart. I found with my robots that actually the limbs are a little bit too heavy, making it hard for them to stay in their poses. But the other issue with that is it only goes left and right then, whereas if you have just one, you can swivel it around in all different directions. So um, fun little fact with Lego. All right, we're going to build, it looks like a second one of those. Looks like we're just going to keep going. What is this? How many sections is this? 5 sections for the tail, maybe? So interesting stuff. I repainted my fingernails and was super excited about it, and instantly they chipped. It's like, are you kidding me? I literally just spent an hour working on these this morning. And so they're not perfect, and that drives me nuts. I had gotten in the habit of going and getting them done, which costs money, and I don't like having to spend money all the time to get them redone all the time. Although I do love a trip to the salon. And yeah, so um, I decided to switch from doing gel to painting them myself again. And it's frustrating. Building Lego, I do tend to find that they tend to chip often anyway, but yeah. Um, boo. Yeah, I'm really pleased with this approach of alternating the shapes to be able to have it still overlay so that you keep the stability of the build. That's fun. All right, one more section. We'll clip this one on. Wait, there we go. So all of these sections use two. This last one only uses one though. So the last part of the tail can bend in different ways. Been loving the new slope curved 2x2 by 2/3 corner round. And the one you had a double of on the belly. I've been looking at them as bases for candy trees, using their movable trees like the Tranquil Garden. Ooh, that is fun. Yes, that is a great part for sure. Um, and I feel like there's lots of really cool applications for the curved type parts in particular. I always look at them as like, oh, that'll help with shaping because I like to brick sculpt a little bit. Um, so yeah, fun. With my build challenge, we will be doing a little bit of brick sculpting this year, so that'll be fun. And we're actually starting with doing, whoops, I did that backwards. I guess it doesn't matter because I'm doing it twice, but wait, does it? Let me flip it around just in case. Anyway, oh no, that's right. Wait, is that right? That's right. Okay, I just had this on wrong. Sorry, I got confused. Anyhow, we're going to be doing some brick sculpting as one of the build challenges later on in the year. So I'm excited to incorporate that in. It's not going to be super intense. It'll be accessible for people to learn, but I want people to practice a little bit of the kind of brick built character fun. So that'll be neat to try. This first challenge that we're doing this year is going to be the habitat build challenge. So very excited to put that into practice with people and have them join in the fun. And part of that is selfish in that I was already leading that build challenge, and so it's a little bit easier to manage one. Just being real honest, but it's also a great way to do some minifig scale building. So I'm excited to see people try it for the first time if they haven't before, or flex their skills with improving their detail builds and stuff. So it'd be cool. I'd love for y'all to join if you're interested. I've got a Discord set up now for that build community, and we'll continue to communicate on Instagram for it as well. So the K-pop tease is going to be interesting. Hope we get minifigs along with the dolls like they did for Wicked. That would be so cool. Yes, that would be really, really cool for sure. All right, more of the tail. So we've got this piece. It's nice curved detail. This last one can bend in lots of different ways. Hopping on the road, have fun building the rest of Charizard. Have a good day. Thank you for joining, friend. Drive safe wherever you're headed, and I hope that you have a good afternoon. Philip got us advanced screening tickets to the Alexander Skarsgård movie. So we're going to see that tonight, which should be fun. So that'll be what happens after I'm done building this with y'all. Ooh, okay, cool new part. New to me anyway. So it's new recolor, I should say. But it's the transparent red of that. I love seeing that in here. That's pretty cool. So we're making some fire for our little friend here. And we get it in both orientations, the left and the right, which is nice. So, all right. So we get, that's cool. I like using those transparent colors together, the red and the yellow. Then it's gonna attach in all other ways. You can get a light for the nails at home. I do mine. It was about $50 to get started, but mine lasts about a week, even with Lego building. Oh yes, please send me the info. That would be helpful. I need something that'll help like with the drying process because even well, partly I'm impatient, just being honest, and then partly because I'm not doing gel at home currently. Um, I it's easy for them to mess up. So all right, so we do this 3 times. So we're making these little, like, tail flames. This is cool. This is really cool, y'all. Maya, does your kiddo play any Pokemon stuff? He's pretty young, so I'm not sure if he would be at the age to play with them yet. Any of the games or anything. Let's see. Ooh, yes, thank you for the shout out about joining the Discord. I am clearly behind on some of these things. Yes, would love to have y'all join. It's a fun space so far. It's great to see people getting to know each other and sharing a little bit about themselves. I started with a getting to know you channel. So my hope is that everybody will go there and will say hi and spend some time getting to know other people. So a number have already done that. So get to know them first. All right, y'all. Super cool. Super cool. And then this is going to connect here. And we have it. So the weight, look at this. The weight is heavy and it's going to lower every time. That's interesting. But we can still have the tail part like go up and out, but it is not going to stay up. It's going to like gradually lower down. Interesting. With that other stability, I'm kind of surprised about that. Okay, quick coffee break. Ooh, the coffee's cold. Be right back. Y'all, we get to put on their wings. They have these plasticky printed parts for the wings. So that'll be cool. It's like that same type of fabric, I think, that we've seen with, what do you call it? I don't think it's the same fabric that's with the moon in Nightmare Before Christmas, but I do think it's the same type of fabric that we have for the Wicked buildable dolls. Or no, it's more like fabricy like the sails. Y'all, they're so pretty. That's so cool. And I think actually they go like this. These are so cool. Nice. Last half hour. Awesome. Hi Cam. How's it going? I hope that you're doing well. First saw the trans red wedge used in the new city sets for the car lights. Awesome. That's cool. I didn't build the city sets. I didn't get them for review. And so that wasn't on my radar to check into those. So, all right, can I grab my coffee? Cam, hope your day's going well. We are finishing Charizard. I think I saw that you got the Pokemon sets as well, right? And if so, have you built any of them yet? I am over here, fill out my coffee. Oops, that's wrong thing. I use Planet Oat milk, and it's called Barista Lovers, and it's delicious. And I'm so glad I found it because I'm trying to not use as much like sugary stuff in what I consume, and this is like the perfect smoothness for my coffee. Okay, here we go. All right, let's see. Look forward to your review on this. I kind of want the Titanic for the same price bracket. Both are huge. Yes, both are enormous. Honestly, if I had to pick between the two, I would pick this, and that's only because I like the sculpting aspect of it. And I've heard from others who've built Titanic that there's a lot of repetition in the building. Plus, I think scale-wise, this fits better on a shelf than that would. Um, but if you have the display space and if you have an affinity for boats and ships, um, I think that could be a gorgeous build to do. Um, Glenn, have you built it, or anybody else in the chat? Have you built the Titanic? Um, those who built it loved it. I know that. The few people that I know who built it have really loved it, and it looks incredible on display. You did get the Pokemon sets and the new cat set. Yay, me too. You built the two small gifts with purchase and the cat. Nice. I have not built the cat yet, so I'm good. We're having a good time. Your son doesn't play any of the Pokemon games yet, although you've watched some of the original season, and you did show him the Game Boy game last year. So fun. You were playing though. Nice, nice. Um, Maya, do you play Pokemon Go? Ooh, y'all. This is new to me. Has anybody seen this piece before? It's a curved little kind of macaroni type piece. And that is going to create some really interesting shapes. When I was looking at the visuals of this set, I had noticed this and thought, I wonder if it's like a piece that you bend, kind of like flex tubes, or what it was. But no, it's actually a curved piece. That is really cool. Um, all right, we are building the frame for these really cool wings. I can't believe that we're almost done with Charizard. When I started yesterday, I thought this is going to take forever. So we've been making some good progress here. But yeah, these curves are so cool, y'all. Like, look at that. It's gonna create a really nice shape. Um, Good stuff. And I wonder if it doesn't show 2 times, but I wonder if it's a 2 times thing. It probably isn't because of um, where the little hooks connect. There were new round, almost web-like pieces in the new Pokemon gift with purchase. It was the round pieces with the 2x2 center and bars for clips. I'm trying to remember because I built that one just the other day, and I can't remember what piece that was. You believe they used the curved one in the red maple tree. Sam's Club had them cheap last year on clearance. It had like 10 or 12 bar spaces. Interesting. Um, cool. Where I'm at. Here we go. Yeah, on Monday we did the gift with purchase, and we did the badge holder, which was really cool. And I learned all about the badges, so that was fun. Thanks for those of you that were there that taught me. Yeah, those gym badges, so cool. One of the badges has them. Okay, I'll have to look at it again. It had like 10 or 12 bar spaces. And what was it again? A new round, almost web-like piece. I'll have to look. Oh, no, I know exactly what you're talking about. It's a circle, like perfectly circle, and it has little clipped spaces around the outsides, right? That is really fantastic. They had that in, I can't remember what set it was that I first saw it. It might have been one of the Wicked sets. Yeah, it was the Wicked bookends because it's for the little blue flower. And I love that part. And it is so perfect for spacing things when you're doing like flowers and those types of things. Yeah, I was really excited about those parts when I was building it. Okay, so I think we're going to build this exactly twice. So I'm going to go ahead and do that just for the fun of it to try and remember. Actually, no. Do I want to do that? Yeah, I do. We'll see. We'll just see if I can do this from just glancing at it as opposed to looking through the instructions. Sometimes that can be faster. Sometimes I have to redo it all afterward. So hopefully I won't have to this time. Let's see. But yeah, that part is one that I want in multiples of. I think it'll be very useful for mocking. Um, It'd be great for like some tree building too if you wanted to have some really full foliage, potentially. All right, just about wrapped up here. Wait, what did I do wrong here? Oh, I missed a little circle. This one goes in there. There we go. And we have this guy, which I think finishes with yellow. Okay. Getting close to done with these, and then we can attach the wings. And I love that these wings are, since they're that like fabric style, they're going to be very lightweight, but take up a lot of space. Like I think it's going to visually make a big impact with this character. Cool. All right, so here is my second one I did, and hopefully I did it right. We'll see. And it looks like this goes on here like so. Okay, fun. So these that we twisted out from this the back that like angle sideways, they also rotate left and right, so that way you can have the wings rotated out or in, which is cool. You attach them like this, and then once you have them attached, then you attach the wings. And so in here, we have these little parts that I always think of as oranges because they were used as oranges in the orange tree in one of the Chinese New Year sets a couple years back, in the Year of the Dragon, actually. And yeah, so I always think of them as oranges. And I want to say that I got a bunch from our lug at one point. So I was excited because I was like, I can make lots of little orange trees. But yeah, so we attach those here, and then that's what the dragon swings attach to. This is so cool. Oh, and I did them backwards. I need to flip these because the wings attach on the back side. So let me flip it and reverse it. You were born in the Year of the Dragon? Yeah. You play Pokemon Go every day? Fun. I didn't know this. And there was a new 1x2 tall snot brick with snot studs on the corner sides in the new cat set. Yes, that's cool. I've only seen that, I think, in 1x1 version that I have for and use a lot actually. The 1x1 version is great for using internally on like what do you call them, on Lowell spheres. So all right, so let's put in the oranges on this side, and then we'll get these attached. Did I put the toes on? Okay, I did. Yeah. So I have more toe claw pieces, but they must be for the little hands. And the hands are obviously going to be smaller, which is cute. So, family reunion celebration. Yes, that's the one. You have two of them. Awesome. You've been meaning to make it into a modular. It's a really great set. I loved that build and really had a great time with it for sure. So that was one that I had to eventually part out because it was taking up too much space. And I needed more room for other things. So, okay, y'all, look at this. Isn't it so good? I'm so impressed. Okay. Woo! Oh my gosh, I love this so much. So look at this. You can twist them so that they go back, or you can have them out. That is so good. Ugh, okay. I'm super happy, but now I can't see the instructions. So I'm gonna slide him on here, flying sideways for now. Is the base fully square or rounded for this? You mean for the here, I'll show you. So it's like this, and that way it can slide down on this guy. So it's designed to be able to have him positioned so he's flying up and off. Yeah, yeah. So it is kind of square on the bottom that way. Yeah. Oh, the lava. No, it's right now it's all square. Or I memean, it's like kind of an odd rectangle shape, and I believe this is going to clip in to the other two bases. I think the other two bases are going to clip in here and here for the other three, so that you have all three facing this way. So the back will be flat. It looks like the way that it's all going to set up. I haven't fully glanced too much at that, so we'll kind of have to wait and see once we get there. But yeah, that's what it looks like to me. And I'm guessing those will be very organic and kind of rounded shaped. But yeah, I can let you know in just a minute because I think once we get to the end of this bag, it shows how to attach them all together if you want them attached together. And we're since we don't have them built yet, at least we can glance at what the instructions say to do. So, all right, let's get these arms on, and then we'll do the final bag, which will be the head, I believe. Okay, got some clips. I'm trying to remember if this orange clip in this shape is new in this shape. I was looking for orange clips, and I can't remember if I was looking for them in this shape or in the other shape, you know? So I can't remember which one was the orange, was missing with the orange. So, but regardless, it comes in this set, so that's nice. Okay, let's see. Where's this? We're also getting the little wedge chipped tile in orange here, which I think we already had, but we get it a ton in reddish orange too. So we get that there for like the corner of the elbow. All right, and here's, I think this part is that, yeah, this is the hand. So nice. This will be pretty cool. So lots of these curved little ditties, these pieces. Seeing it online now, but it was ambiguous in the pictures, but makes sense for display purposes to not have an odd shaped back. Yeah, I think that the flat setup makes perfect sense for that. I'm sure there will be people who complain because you know what? There are people who complain about everything. Isn't that amazing? But yeah, all jokes aside, you know, I do think there will be people who are upset about maybe the shaping of the setup and want it to be more 360. But I think most people are probably going to display this where it's like face out. And also, it's nice that you can take the three Pokemon off and they don't have to be on the display if you don't want them to be. So I'm excited that there's multiple display options set up with this. But okay, I like that the hand has just the three claws. Oh, fun. Yay. Oh my gosh, these are cute hands. All right, so this will clip on like so. And then we get the shoulder is attached with an orange joint. So yeah, hey. It looks better in person. But yeah, that's human evolution. It's how we've advanced, how we've advanced humankind complaining for sure. Yeah. All right. So we have one arm. It's going to be the right arm first. If I can clip it in there. Can't quite see where that is. Let me just take it off. There we go. There we go. Ta-da! He's like, thumbs up. Okay. Yeah, let's slide that back on. Kim, what are you doing tonight? Are you building Pokemon? We're, like I said, we're going to that movie, so that'll be fun. And probably while we're down there, I'll look for some Pokestops. I always like to see what postcards I can get, specifically to send Hector. I always feel like he sends me the coolest ones from Disney, and I want to make sure that I'm sending him cool ones from Austin. So anytime I get a chance to get a cool one, I typically save them for him. So sorry if you're an Austinite and we become friends on here. You may not get the cool ones from me from Austin because you can get them yourself. Ooh, Cam, do they have really fun Pokestops in Disney there? And is that what they're called? Pokestops? I think that's what they're called, right? I leveled up to 31, so I'm almost to 35 to where I can do my own. So That's exciting. I think it's exciting anyway. Philip doesn't care. Okay, did I skip a step? I think I skipped a level. Oh, that's what I did. Okay. Just need to shift those over one. There we go. Doo-doo-doo. Oops. All right. And then this goes there. Perfect. Okay, cool. All right, so we have this other arm getting ready. And now we're going to work on the other hand. So it goes like so. This is really cool, y'all. I love how it's getting so big that it can't even be on the screen anymore. It's like, oh, shoot. I'm gonna need to figure out how to adjust that so that you can see. Also, again, thank you all so much for joining and participating and just supporting my work as a content creator and the fun that I get to do here. It is so much fun to get to engage with y'all, and I really appreciate the kindness that you all bring to this community. So, thank you for modeling that for others too. I think we could all use more of that in the world. So, all right, one more hand. Let me adjust these fingernails because these claws kind of look a little funky. I do find with adding these that they can be hard to put exactly the orientation I want them to be. There we go. That's good enough. Usually I'm not a fan of good enough, but I think I am this time. Okay. Last arm. We'll attach this here. All right. Should we just stop for the day now? Just kidding. Just kidding. Okay. Ugh, there we go. Here we are, y'all. So impressive. Loving, loving all of this so far. The tail, I'm a little disappointed in the fact that the weight. Oh, wait, was holding up a little bit better that time. So maybe it's not gonna fall as much as it was at first. I wonder why it was at first. But anyway, I think this is pretty impressive, and I like that it slides on here. I'm gonna actually have it stand for this next section so that if I'm building on it, you can hopefully see the head. All right, last bag. Holy moly, we got there. Yeah, unfortunately, the evolution of humans to that advanced humankind complaining is not near as exciting as like an evolution. Hey, printed part! Ta-da! Yo, this is a new tile too. This is a completely flat tile. That's cool. So not only is it printed, but it's also on new to me, but I think new this year piece. I think my favorite waves of sets to build are the ones that are at the beginning of the year because I feel like that's when we get a lot of the newer parts. Maybe I'm wrong with that, but that's what's in my head with it. All right, let's build a head. Fun. Okay. Dev, are the kids building anything for Brick Rodeo? I would love to see them display something again. Dove and James kiddos are the cutest and so kind and so creative. And they bring builds every month to our tech slug meetings. And one of the things I really love is hearing them talk about their builds because there's just so much creativity and storytelling in it. Like they really put a lot of thought and attention to detail, and to the story really drives a lot of the builds with them, which is really really cool. Yes, Hunter says he's building mechs. Oh, big surprise! He's so good at them. And Chloe's working on a 3-story building. Nice, that is so fun. I love your kids. They're great. They really really are great. So that's one of the joys of being in this lug is the people that we've gotten to know through this have been so wonderful. I know that I went in with a lot of nerves and trepidation at first. I was concerned that what if it's not a supportive community? What if they don't like what I build? What if I'm not good enough? All these thoughts, and I've just been completely embraced by these wonderful humans. So that's been a complete delight. So thank you for doing that, and also thank you for raising such good kids. It's been fun to watch them grow. Y'all, okay, there it is. I was gonna say I cannot find this stupid clip for the life of me. All right, this is going to be a pretty intense head. It looks like, let's see, let me make sure I have this right. So we're using clips and lots of snap work techniques and all kinds of things. I mean, in person hanging out. Oh, I missed the. It's been fun in this chat while building. I feel like we are hanging out and building together. Right? I know. It's so fun. Hunter says he likes that Charizard set. He's sitting here watching with me now. Oh, I'm glad I said good things about Hunter then. Yeah, this is such a cool set, right, bud? Oh, thank you. We just got a cool update today. Chloe was invited to the oh nice, yes, the Honor Society, and has to complete 10 volunteer hours. So they'll be letting her do volunteer stuff at Brick Radio. So cool. You should have seen his face when you said that. I love that. Seriously though, I am a big fan of Chloe and Hunter. They are great kids. They are very talented and creative. But most important to me is they are kind. You have raised really kind kids, and that's something that the world needs more of. So Hunter, thanks for being kind. Thanks for being creative and for telling such good stories when you show your builds, and for teaching me a thing or two about mechs. It's been fun to watch you build your things and bring them in and also learn from you. So I think that's part of the joy of the lug is getting to learn from each other. So Maya Holders is your kiddo. He's pretty young, right? I was gonna say what's in my head is like 4 or 5. Hunter says you were kind. Oh, thank you. That's really sweet to hear. That's my goal in life. That's my goal in life is to build kindness and spread it around like wildfire. So happy to hear that. Okay, y'all, this is more detailed than I thought it would be. I guess, yeah, we have to build the neck. That's why. I was like, why is this taking so long? So we're building the entire neck of the character and the head. All right. Okay. Where's that? Okay. I'm getting lost in my mind with this and forgetting to talk with y'all. For some reason, all of these orange parts are blending together in my eyes. Like I'm not able to see the difference between them as easily as I feel like usually I am with different colors. I especially hate it when it's all black parts together. I think everybody has that problem. It's hard. They get so excited to see everyone at the meetings, and he was watching and said, Is this live? I don't see how to raise kids any other way." Yes, that's right. Absolutely. Okay, we have a neck. The neck has 2 clips here. Ooh, this is cool, y'all. Okay, so look at the inside here and see where the clips are. Now notice how there's one that's higher up and one that's lower. And then here we've got the bars and they're at the same level. By attaching them this way, it's going to have the neck going out at an angle. That is such a great build technique that really makes for an interesting slope. Y'all, so cool. That's so awesome. And I like the shape that they created with the neck using those curved, I call them feet parts, but it's like a curved slope. That's really sleek. Really, really cool. Awesome. Yeah, I remember seeing Hunter and Chloe as little tykes, like real little kids. So it's been really fun to see them grow up with the lug and grow in their maturity and just in their creativity, and the things that you all show each week are so cool. And y'all, Dove is such a talented, multifaceted, talented person. So she did a really, really amazing sewn uh, goat, Lego goat. I shared it in my Instagram stories after our meeting last time because I was so impressed. It's super cool. So y'all should check it out. I don't know if you've shared any of it on Instagram, but you should. Doesn't this look awesome? I know. I totally agree. I'm really impressed. This is super cool. Um, and this is also like it's interesting techniques to do the face shaping. Like I don't think I've ever done a dragon head. So it's like a mock of a dragon head. So yeah, it's interesting to see here. So I've been wearing my AirPods for these, mostly for the sound, so that like if Penny starts going wild at the neighbors, you don't hear her barking or whatever. But I'm wondering if that's actually necessary or if my computer sound would be fine. Um, Mostly because sometimes I get annoyed having them in all the time. But he just turned 5 last weekend. Okay, I was right around that same age. That's so fun. Trends going out of business is brutal for fabric shopping. I know. Philip was so upset. So Philip does his own costumes every year for Halloween, and he was like, "What are we gonna do?" And we still don't know what we're gonna do. That was a big disappointment for sure. Um, and yeah, we were super bummed. We also just loved Joann's in general. We went there a lot. We do a lot of paper crafting and other types of crafting and things. And yeah, that was super sad. So, okay, I'm confused. Whoa, that's a connection I never saw coming. Y'all. So I think for the teeth, we are putting them directly in the backside of a I want to call it a washing machine brick. What am I thinking? Headlight brick. So the headlight brick has that whoops has the square hole on the back. And this usually has to go in, but it's fitting into where it, like, pops in there. Ooh, is it gonna be the eyes? No, it's not the eyes. Yeah, it's the top teeth. Ha! That's cool. Okay. That's yeah, I hadn't really thought I guess I've thought to do that, but not for the effect of having the teeth come out like that, but more for the effect of what happens on the opposite side. Because 'Cause I've done that for eyeballs before, where you just see that little tiny dot of color. But yeah, that's really interesting. Very true. Michael's fabric selection is tiny. You were there this past Friday. Yeah, it's disappointing, and I hope that they continue to expand it. I think they will, but yeah, I'm not a huge fan so far. So, oh, I did this backwards. Gotta flip this guy around. Glad I caught that before I did any more because this is a lot of brackets. So once it's sealed in there, it's going to be hard to take apart. Where did that go? Okay. I had I had those Technic pins sticking out the opposite way. All right, so look at that. So cool. And also, okay, this is remarkable that I put this on right because I didn't even know this was a printed part. I put it on upside down actually. I need to flip it around. But this here, let me show you. We have that printed part, that printed tile with the little like nostrils. That's cool. All right, and now we add more to the sides of the mouth. Yeah, this is cool because I don't think I've ever built a brick built dragon of this scale, and I certainly have not mocked one of this scale before. And so, actually, I don't think I've mocked one ever. Um, so yeah, this is good learning to think through. The shaping is like so different since it's like longer, you know. Um, hmm, fun. That is honestly my favorite thing about getting to build these Lego sets. Is learning so much from the designers who do such incredible work. And they have incredible designers now too. I mean, they've had incredible designers forever, but I having watched the Lego Master Seasons from Australia, Gus is there, and he is so good. I got to meet him at Fan Media Days, and I was completely fangirling over him, and I was like, "This poor guy, He does not like attention, and here I am, like, completely obsessing over him. So, okay, cool, and I like the use of these rounded pieces for the cheeks. This is let me show you. Great use of, like, these slopes and curved pieces. Alright, take a look at that. It's making me think of, oh, there was a cartoon that was a web cartoon, and I don't know why the dragon is making me think of this. Oh, because there was, like, a really poorly drawn dragon that was on intentionally poorly drawn, for the cartoon. Do y'all know what webcomic I'm talking about? I cannot think of what it's called, but it was, like, a really popular meme type comic when I was in college. You can order fabric online from Michaels. Oh, bummer. But yeah, I want to feel the fabric too. Same. Like I want to experience it in person. You ordered it from Michaels, but they sent us super furry fabric, 15 millimeter fibers, where I was using 3 millimeter for the one I bought. So you had to order from Missouri Star Quilt Company. Wow. You met Jenny from Missouri Star. She's an awesome lady. Oh, fun. Nice. Bev, do you do a lot of sewing as well? I love the multifaceted creativity from our group. That's really fun. I've started embroidery. That's my new hobby. And I actually, since I don't think Philip will ever listen to this, I've been working on a piece for him that is just an embroidered shirt that I'm going to give him on Valentine's Day. So I did that while he was away at Sundance, and it was really fun. It did not turn out as perfectly as I wanted it to, and I was kind of giggling at myself about how my gay audacity, just thinking I can whip this up and have it be perfect the first time. Of course, a hand embroidery. So yeah, I've never done it by machine. I want a sewing machine, but we've debated if that's actually necessary for us to have. We would like to have one because Philip would also use it a lot for his costumes and stuff. But we'll see. We shall see. All right. Okay, I did that wrong, and that makes more sense. Let's take a look at this now again. Now that I have both sides correct. But look at the shaping, the back of the cheeks, and then the snout is like long and whatever. Yeah, it's so cute. This is so cute. Um, nice. So you quilt. Good stuff. Um, yeah, I definitely was a little in over my head and didn't realize it. And normally with crafty things, not to toot my own horn, but it's like it's just a skill that I am pretty good at typically. And this time, uh, it did not turn out as strong as I wanted it to. So, he is going to be grateful for it, and that's what I've decided for him. And I hope he doesn't hear this. I don't think he will. Um, but yeah, I've been having a lot of fun with it though. I started to do my own shirt. It's a sweatshirt, and it's got like I did just so far. All I've done is the lines on it to make a notebook page, and then I'm going to write in scripted font some different or in hand embroidered font, some different to do items, and they're going to be to do items like um, grow blue roses. If anybody knows what that would be a reference to, and go for a walk in the neighborhood, and it's going to have a Pokeball sewn on it. So I am basically weaving in all of my nerdy things into it, which I'm really excited about. So it might be a short-lived hobby, we'll see. It might be something that now becomes my new obsession. I kind of anticipate that that's gonna be the case because that's usually what happens for me. I'm actually surprised that my LEGO obsession has lasted as long as it has. I kind of thought this would be another one of my hobbies that I do for a little bit and then kind of move on to something else, and thankfully I have not. Okay, y'all. So cool. So freaking cool. And look at the angle. These are attached. I'm gonna show you how I attach them. We've got that pin on the inside, that Technic pin. It's kind of hard to see. And then on the back of this, we have the piece that has the hole. So you slide that hole on top of the Technic pin, and it creates that perfect angle. Oh my god, that's amazing, y'all. That is amazing. Isn't that fun? I'm excited about it. And honestly, it's like I'm never gonna find a shirt that has stuff about Animal Crossing and Pokemon on it, right? Or Lego on it. So like I wanted to have all the different things on there just for fun for me. And it's also just like a fun, easy project. So you've been thinking about embroidering an outline of your dog. Oh, I love that. I will probably do that for Philip as a surprise too. He loves Penny so much, and they're best of buds. So we've got similar ideas. It's a really good idea. And we have cool printed dies. Yes, I love these triangle shapes. Like that's a cool new, not even triangle, but a wedge um, tile. So you just had to buy a new sewing machine. Your old one died. Oh, sad. You've been sewing fabric pouches for the small sections of your mosaic. Oh, cool. So the tiles don't get all scratched up. That's smart. That's really smart. Okay, let me keep going. It is 3:38, y'all. I got so excited earlier and was like, "We're gonna finish this," and then in my head I was like, "And we're also gonna knock out another one." That's garbage. That's not possible. Okay, and then we clip off the top. Okay, that's so cool. The little triangle shield clips on top to finish the detail there. So clever. I'm gonna put this little head. I'm not gonna put it anywhere. I was gonna put it somewhere where you can see it, but it's not possible to do. So maybe back here. You can kind of see it a little bit as we finish this. But yeah, I think I'm probably just going to finish Charizard today. I when I said I decided literally last week when I found out that the Pokemon sets were arriving early because we were supposed to get them a little bit later in the month, and we were supposed to do our. They give us what's called an embargo date, which is the date by which we can start sharing them with people. And the embargo date initially was late February. And then they randomly said last week, hey, embargo's been lifted. You can share them as soon as you get them. And then I got an email saying that mine were on the way. And I was like, oh, fun. They're coming early. And I knew if I didn't force myself to dive into them right away, that it would take a long time for me to finish them. And so I said, you know what? Let's just do these as like a live stream. Let's do all of them as live stream and we'll call it Pokemon Week. I thought it was gonna be like 3 days. Who am I kidding? Like, literally, this one took a day and a half of my live stream feeds. And there's still 2 more in this huge set, plus there's Pikachu. No way was I gonna finish any of that all that early, so, oh well, it's fine, at least you're here with me and we're having fun. So, okay, I think we're gonna do the same trick with, the I think we're gonna do the same trick that we did before with the teeth, which are those unicorn horns in there. So let's see. Let me finish this off. Okay, and we're using this. I'll show you in a second, but we're using that little wedge tile for some finishing detail there on the back of the jaw. So this is that lower jaw that's going to go underneath. Here you can see the squares that are the back sides of those. What do you call them? Headlight bricks. Y'all, it's so satisfying to push these in. That's so cool. And then it clips underneath. Ta-da! And now he can go. Whoops. I don't think that was supposed to happen. Let me try that again. Okay, here we go. Clip that on. There we go. And now it can open and close. Hey, hi friends. This is really impressive. And then the coolest piece is we have a little flame because he has to be shooting flames out, and it's going to attach in just using this clip. So that clip goes in right here. Oh, it's got some bad breath, y'all. So cool. Okay, this is so impressive. Now the head is going to clip on. Are you kidding me? Did I do that wrong? Well, the way I built the neck, this is funny. All right, y'all, I'm going to show you how he's going to clip on the way I built the neck, and then I'll show you how it's supposed to clip on. The way I built the neck, it clips on like this. And it's not as easy as just twisting the neck because I built the inside part wrong. Oh my gosh. From previous question, we need a Meowth. Yes, that's a big like Gizmo upscaled one. Oh, that would be fun. All right, this should be easy. So I was able to just to pull that out, flip it around. Wicked Witch. Okay, there we go. Much better. Let me push the. Whoops! Oh no, he lost his feet. Okay, let me do this a little better. Put that in. Push. Snap those down. There we go. Gosh, he lost both his feet by pushing down. That's actually good to know. I mean, while he's stable, not that stable apparently. All right, much better. The clip's in the right space. I can now attach this here. Now he's angling his head the way he's supposed to. And then we've got the feet. So if we want to, let me flip ahead to here. So it shows, I'm going to show you the options of display. Okay, this is cool. I'll show you in a second too what the stand is going to look like. You know, get chiropractor. Awesome. Thank you. Yeah, he was really, really struggling there. All right, here he is in all his glory. I'm going to zoom this down so you can see him standing. Really impressive how he can stand on the table. And he's got these feet that articulate really well. He's got those like little hip joints that allow him to walk. Pretty cool. And they can angle in a little bit or angle out too. So that kind of gives them some different posability. I'm loving the arms, very simple, but very easy to move around to. And the hands can go in and out a little bit as well if you want them to. The head can slightly go up and then this is as low as it gets. But when you turn from the profile, I think that's the perfect profile. I'll put my shirt in the way so that hopefully you can see the flame sticking out. Let's see. There we go. So you've got that flame, which the flame can just pop out. So you can pull that out and remove it if you don't want him breathing fire at all times. The mouth can close a little bit with the flame in it, but it can close further with the flame out. These wings also can go back, forward, and kind of angled a little bit there too. And then the tail, this is really impressive. So the tail can go left, this can spin and rotate a little bit, and this can go as well, and then can also go right. So really, really cool. And then here is the display option. I'm going to zoom this up for us. So we have this amazing lava. I'm going to hold it up so that you can see the full base in all its glory. Really beautiful, using all of those reddish orange parts. You can see there, this little area, there's a square here, slides on like this, and wants to stop there for some reason. Is that as far as it goes? I don't think so. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so it's going to fly out that far. I'm going to double check in my bag. Yep, that makes sense. So this way he's actually like flying away from and kind of up in the air. The tail is articulating to where it's staying put. So I'm impressed with that because it was falling down earlier. But now it looks like it's going to hold its spot. So I'm not sure what changed, but I'm glad that it did. And you can see kind of 360. Super cool. This is really, really fantastic. It's so big that I can't even zoom to show the whole thing. So like looking down at the base, going up, really, really cool. All right, we have one done. It is 3:46, and yeah, that's pretty impressive. Now I'm going to continue, I think, with this set. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a poll on Instagram and ask people what they think in terms of which one I should do next. Because while Dove said I need to move forward with Venusaur, which I want to do, most people said they wanted Pikachu next. So I want to ask people one more time and see broadly what people think. But look at this. Okay, so just to show you the base, here's how they connect. So one goes in on the left, one goes in on the right. So just like I showed you, let's see if I can hold this up, how we have that piece sticking out front, and then we have kind of a left and a right section. And then you can see how it's a little bit curved. So when I flip the page, this will show you what the final base looks like. It's a half circle, which is super cool. Like, that is really, really super impressive. And it's gonna be a beautiful display. Um, so yeah, recap, we have done, You Love Venusaur, and If This Set, 2 left, vote, um, vote on him, but more interested in the Pikachu face as it seems off, but hoping in person, it looks better. Oh, I thought Pikachu was part of it. Oh yeah, no, so Pikachu is, a separate set altogether. Oh my gosh, it's a heavy one. Here's the Pikachu set, with the Pokeball, and I love the lightning bolt, base for him, which is pretty cool. So I've got Pikachu, and then I have, Venusaur and Blastoise left. So Venusaur and Blastoise are a part of this, more expensive set. I think it's $650, which is wildly expensive. Yes, we're still here. We're wrapping up. But look at this, Glenn. We finished Charizard. He's breathing fire. Let me show the fire. See you? Can you see the flame? It's yellow, so it's hard to see. But yeah, and beautiful lava and rock work. So I felt like what I learned the most from this set was the rock work and the stability, which was really cool. The internal details of that Technic stuff is really cool. The wings are cloth, so they're like that fabricy type cloth feel. Um, the boxes to show you, I'm gonna stand and move the chair so you can see that one. Um, so this is box 2. So this would be Blastoise, I think. And then box 1 is here, which you can't really see. And that one is Venusaur, and it's the biggest box. I think there's more parts in that one than the others. But the boxes are good quality and pretty stable. And so they're going to be fantastic for storage. And I love that they're branded so beautifully. So you can see on the underside of the box too, it's printed. So it's like solidly printed all the way around. And then on the back of it, it has the symbols for the builds that you're doing, which is really cool. So can y'all tell me, for the Pokemon wizards in here, what these symbols mean? What they stand for? Yeah, I prefer the cloth too. I think it's really good. I'm happy with this. So obviously this is for Charizard, um, but I don't know the symbols by look yet. Fire Dragon. Okay, cool. Awesome. Thank you. So just to show you a recap of what we've done this week so far, it's been a busy week. We'll come to Eevee in a second, and I'm going to do them in the order that I did them for our days. So Monday, we started with the mini Pokemon Center. And look at that. The doors slide open. It's so cute. This was a sticker. There's another sticker inside that you can't really see, but it's like right behind those doors on the ground. And then on the back, we see another sticker that shows that we have 3 of our 6 balls still available. So really cute for the little Pokemon sticker. Fire and flying. Awesome. Awesome, thank you. And then here is the gift of purchase. So this gift of purchase comes with the big set when you order it at the beginning. It has beautiful chevron details around the sides. I'm loving that blue and the navy together. And then the clasp for this that opens is the Pokeball, which I think is so cool. So you open this up, and it has the 8 badges from the Kanto region, which is so cool and such a nice throwback. I learned so much from building this because of y'all, so thank you for teaching me all the things. This one is phenomenal, and honestly, when I saw this at first, I was not that excited about it. I was more excited about this one, but I actually have flipped my mind around it. I think this is better. So those 2 we did on Monday, and then we started Eevee. So Monday was a pretty productive day. Since Eevee was small, we were able to get a start on her. I decided she's a her for me, but she might be male. Who knows? Or maybe she's non-binary today. We'll see. Anyway, she is adorable. And right now I have her ears pointed up, but look, the ears can articulate. So cute. So great ways to really have some good movement. You can see it's on a ball joint, so lots of posability here. The arms and legs uh, can articulate as well, moving forward and backward, and then the little ankles on the feet. And look, there's printed little toes. The eyes, the nose, and the mouth are all printed. The tail was maybe my favorite part. It can go back and forth, but it also can spin. And hidden inside the tail is a hidden detail that shows a reference to the 8 different evolutions. Which the cool thing was that was built on day 2, and the night of day 1, I was playing Pokemon Go, and I learned about the 8 different evolutions that night. And so then the next day when I was building it, I knew exactly what it was for, which was really cool. So, uh, so freaking cute, just adorable. I love the posability. I just, yeah, I'm so happy with this one. And I think Eevee was such a perfect starting set for the series. Then we moved on to Charizard, and so the second half of day 2. Gosh, it's only day 3. Wow. Second half of day 2, we built the first 4 bags of the lava, bags 50 through 53. Then last night on my own, and this morning, I built bags 54 through 56, I think, or maybe 54 and 55. And then today, when we got started, I didn't realize it, but we were actually at the point of starting just Charizard, which is really cool. So Eevee looks like a pretty good parts pack as well. Absolutely. Eevee is full of tons of beautiful medium nougat colors and shapes. Really, really gorgeous. There's some new parts in here too. Look at these cheeks. So this part is new to me. It's like a deep curving piece there as well. Oh, nice. Tiago's building Eevee right now on live stream. That's fun. Also love the frame pieces on Charizard's wings. Yes, this little curved piece was new to me. So that one is a newer piece that we're getting as well. So we got through 4 o'clock. Let me read through the notes to see what else. My goodness, I missed a lot of this, y'all. We talked about the wings. For the cloth, fire dragon, yes. Oh, yes. So Pokemon type, Charizard is fire and flying one. Thank you. Fire dragon, yes. That made sense. Yeah, and fire made sense. The flying makes sense too because it looks like a wing, I suppose. And why'd you say Poke Food? I missed that one. Perhaps oddly, you're not really a Poke person, that you have played Pokemon Go. Interesting, yeah. It's a newer fun to me, actually. So, oh, in the building. Thank you. Gotcha. The Poke Food is in the shop. Thank you. I was lost there. Um, and yeah, and then the other piece that I love that was new to me. I think it's been around for a while, but the shape of these windows, you can kind of see how there's like a little divot there. That's because they're like curved. So you get 4 of those there, all stickers. So like tons of tiny stickers. Look at the little green leaf, the smallest sticker I've ever seen, I think. Actually, no, that's not true. I have put a sticker on a cheese wedge once, but on the end of those leaves, it's those little like chipped off tiles. So that was a little frustrating to have to put that on, but it looks great and it has nice finishing details. And then again, the mini Pokemon Center has stickers too. But otherwise, everything's been printed so far. So I would love a second copy of Eevee for the parts, but specifically for these eyeballs. I think I could use those with another character. Excited to maybe get my hands on those eventually as people start to sell them on Bricklink and stuff. But that's gonna wrap us up for today. I was gonna go to 4:30, but I'm pretty tired and need to get ready for our movie and just rest a little bit. But thank you all for joining so much. This was such delight, and I love having you all so active in the chat. Thank you for making it hard for me to catch up. I quick vote for y'all. I'll just do the vote with y'all because you've actually shown up. The Instagrammers, some of them have, and some of them are you. But yeah, let's just do a vote for y'all. So, do you vote for Blastoise, Venusaur, or Pikachu next? Put in the chat which one you'd like, and we'll see from the count. I wonder if I can do a poll. in here? I probably can. I can, but so you've got 2 votes for Pikachu, 1 for Blastoise. Anyone else wanna throw in your vote? And y'all, and Venusaur, ooh, okay, so we're throwing in a vote for all of them. Another Blastoise, okay, we've got a tie for Blastoise and Pikachu. This is like the round table at Traders. We're gonna have to do a vote off. Any other votes? This is fun. Um, but yes, I just wanted to say thank you again for supporting me in my journey as a content creator. I've known many of you for a long time. I've known some of you for just like a hot minute too, which is great. But I'm so grateful and appreciative of all of the support that you've provided, for showing up for me, for engaging in the chat and engaging with each other. Oh, another vote for Pikachu. I think that means Pikachu wins. So that's what we're gonna go with. We'll do Pikachu, then we will move to Blastoise, and then we will finish with Venusaur. This is going to be fun, y'all. So that's going to be our order. Thanks to y'all. Thank you for the votes. But yeah, it really does mean a lot for me that you've supported me in this journey, and it's I don't take it lightly that you spend so much time with me in these live streams. So I'll see you again tomorrow for those who want to join. Thanks again for coming. Big hugs and build kindness.